Well, 25 beeps reduction. Tiff calls it. Hey, Bank of Canada drops 25 basis points as expected by every single person in the finance business in Canada. Like every single one. The Bank of Canada rate drops to 4.50. Started just a couple of months ago at 5, clearly on the way down. Commercial banks will match tonight. That's it. Rates are down. Variable rate goes down 25 beeps. Home equity line of credits go down 25 beeps, 0.25% all around. Good news. Good news for people who have renewals coming up, because those people are hurting. It's as simple as that. So good news for those people with variable rate mortgages already. For some of them, their payments will drop. And for others who have adjustable mortgages where their payments don't drop, they will see that they're finally getting to the point where the mortgages have stopped growing and they're starting to pay more principal off. Now, what's the real big news here? Okay, the real big news is why? Why does Tiff keep dropping? Now, you might hear some analysis that, the Bank of Canada feels inflation is coming under control, yada, yada, yada. Okay. Here's the truth. The economy of Canada is going to hell in a handbasket. That's obvious. The Bank of Canada governor is genuinely anxious about the deterioration of the Canadian economy. You might say, why does he care? He's got a job. He'll be fine. He's got a big salary, big expense account, whatever. He'll be okay. And when he finally leaves, or if the government changes and the new guy throws him out, he'll be on to boards of directors and, he'll get other things happening for him and he'll be fine. So why does he feel anxious? Because nobody wants to look like an asshole. That's the truth. He's had a couple of trips down the road of assholery already with the rates will be low for a long, long time. And the famous inflation is transitory. It'll be over shortly. Those two complete boners. I mean, just ridiculous. He knows that's hanging over his head. So does he want to be the guy who single-handedly destroyed the Canadian economy? No, he doesn't. The real truth is, he should have dropped the rate in the meeting before June, because the destruction of the economy is accelerating at pace. Like, it's just going to get worse. It's not going to get better. Like, people say, well, Ron, we got the immigration, a lot of people still pouring in, right? They were issued student visas to show up in the first half of this year. There will be virtually no similar amount of student visas issued next year. So that cohort of people is going to fall off a cliff. There's going to be a reduction in temp workers because there's just going to be less workers needed. Absolutely. International temp workers will fall off a cliff in 2025. The whole immigration story will take a 180-degree change in 2025. Unemployment may break 8% by the end of this year or the beginning of next year. The economy, real estate's a big part of the Canadian economy. Sluggish as hell. Like, not all regions. Some regions okay, but the big region, Ontario, which is like 37% of the population of Canada, terrible. Real estate business is terrible. And BC, not so hot. Construction, which has been the real growth story of jobs in Canada for the last 15 years, has just fallen off a cliff. Absolutely fallen off a cliff. And by the way, it will get worse in 2025 because non-government projects, like non-government sponsored projects of any type, commercial, multifamily, residential, any type of building project that's not sponsored by the government, there aren't any new ones. There's none. There's just finishing what has started. Finishing condo towers and office buildings that have started. Finishing warehouse buildings that have started. And that's it. There's no new starts. There's just finishes. So as each and every building finishes, those crews are out of work in the construction business. People said this couldn't happen. It's happening in Ontario. Oh, well, they can move to Alberta. They can't all go to Alberta. I mean, Alberta's busy, but no, that's not the way it's going to work out. So, horrible economy in Canada. Going to get worse. The Bank of Canada will drop rates another 2 times this year. So we'll be down by the time the new year starts. The Bank of Canada rate will be down to 4%. And there will be another series of drops in the new year, 2025. It will get us down to at least 3% or even as low as 2.75. Stamp it. This is happening. Now, barring invasion of Taiwan, barring crazed warfare all over Europe and Middle East, I can't make those predictions. But if things continue along the path they are today, in the main, that's where we'll be. 3% by next year, the Bank of Canada, and mortgage rates down all around. Fixed rates not down as much as some people think, because that's just not the way it works. But there will be lower rates. Will there be a huge rebound in the economy? I doubt it. We got a lot of systemic problems in the Canadian economy that are not just going to resolve by reducing interest rates. And by the way, it takes 2 years for interest rate increases to really impact the economy in a bad way. It takes another 2 years of reduced rates for the economy to fully recover. So we're just at the beginning, folks. The beginning, not the end.